Ready or not, here we come, baby. Shit never gets any easier.
Ever since my eyes met the world, I was breaking through the chains like a match to a flame. I was born against the grain. Oh, oh. They say I'm broken in the brain, got a shot of kerosene in my veins. Hey, hey, hey. They better be concerned now, cause it's my turn, and I'm only getting hotter. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. From the trenches and the fumes, got defiance in my bones to the soles of my shoes. And oh, I got a thirst for breaking the rules. You can try me, but I got a short fuse. Hey, hey, hey. They better be concerned now, cause it's my turn, and I'm only getting hotter. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. Ever since my eyes met the world, born against the brain. Take a step back or you might get burned, cause I'm a fire starter. I'm a fire starter. Look out for my flames, baby, cause I'm dangerous. I am a fire starter.
Crushing on these tacos, we by the fiesta. Guac on
What's
the
up,
side,
guys?
man, you know it's the best. Lettuce and salsa, stack it high, make it pop. Crunch in my mouth, can't stop, won't drop. Slim and scissor air, flavors cold and so
man.
sweet. After one taco, I'm in for a repeat. Bite after bite, got me dancing in my seat. Hitting up the taqueria, can't face defeat.
Taco love in every single bite. Feeling good, every feast all night.
I'm trying to get myself together. My sleep schedule's all messed up. So I'm not being awake when I want to be awake, and I'm sleeping when I don't want to sleep, and you know, life and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, how is everyone this evening? Let's see what's going on here. Get that chat thing over there. Let's see. There's Bobby B in the house. Thanks for the link, Bobby. They contacted me today, but I hadn't actually seen that. I saw a preview page. Let's see here. Adrian Fonesca. No, you didn't miss the show. Yeah. Normally it's 9 o'clock on Friday, but we're a little bit early tonight. I figured to get it started, man. Let's see. All knobs to the right, he says. Oh, we'll get to that, Matt. That's a good question. We'll get to that. Let's see here. Bobby B, congratulations on CE Outlook Top 10 YouTubers. Thank you, sir. They're not loud enough. Talking about the IB? Well, that's kind of up for debate. We'll talk about it. Franco Quaid, what's up, man? Hostile hair. Uh, yeah, I was feeling the need for tacos tonight, man. Actually, I'm really feeling the need for tacos tonight. I'm I'm not sure how that's going to work out. My wife's in bed, so I can't take her out. I'd have to go by myself. She might wake up and go get tacos. I don't know. A stupid Taco Bell down the street, though, man. They got that new thing in the counter. Um, it's a little ordering deal, where you can put your order in on a little tablet, and most places that have those, you can go up to the register and order too. Well, I went up there the first time I went in there after they put that in. They let me order at the register, and then the second time, whenever I was up there, this other guy's like, "Oh no, you can't. We can't. They can't even do it. We can't even allowed to do it." I'm like, "Dude, no, man." And he swears up and down, and I'm like, finally, I was like, "Well, we'll just go freaking McDonald's or something, man." And we left. I don't know. It just pissed me off. Makes no sense. I mean, I could walk up there and punch the damn buttons and order my shit, but it was the attitude of the guy that was working the drive-through who was over there talking to us, that and the whole principle behind it had me pissed off. So we ended up going to we went to Wendy's. We went. So I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, I hate those damn things. Kiosk. I mean, if you're out in the truck driving world and going into the restaurants in the middle of the day, they'll get buses and shit in there, and they'll be in there doing a bus, having a kiosk to go over there and hit whenever nobody else is using it. That's kind of cool. But I mean, when it's slow, in the middle of the night and it's chill, or just whenever, I like to talk to a person. I don't know why, but I just want to talk to a person. So I don't know. It bothers me. Cracker, what's up, man? Waving a hand, listening to me while I'm out here standing on an old '67 Chevrolet. Appreciate all the info and the great videos you put out. Lots of good knowledge in there. I do my best, man. I mean, I'm just living my life and kind of bringing you guys along for the ride most of the time. I don't know about Slam this year. Infinite Baffle. Okay. It's a weird thing. So yeah, you can get loud with an infinite baffle. It's just a different type of thing to do it. It takes for those of you guys that don't know, an infinite baffle is essentially where in a car anyway. We're going to be specific here, is where you oftentimes mount the sub in somewhere where it's firing into the trunk and into the cabin. You separate the back of the driver from the cab is what essentially it boils down to. You can mount it on the roof. You can mount it in the floor. Half the sub is hanging outside, Most commonly in a car, it's a trunk baffle. So they'll take the back of the back seat, the part where you lean back, and replace that with a board, for a baffle, mount the sub or subs in that, and let the back of them play into an open trunk. Or mount it in the floor of the trunk or on a manifold in the floor of the trunk. Anyway, the whole point is to separate the back waves from the front waves. Well, the thing is, an IB will play very accurately because there's no back pressure on the sub, so it's just going to respond very quickly. And by the way, although it's not recommended and it's not listed on the website, the Slapz audio, some of the Slapz audio woofers are the right spec to play infinite baffle. they're really close. I mean, amazingly, it just happens to work out that way. But so, what are my thoughts? Well, the thing is, on when you're playing an IB, like I said, you have to separate the back wave from the front wave, and you got one wave outside essentially. So if you've got a wave, the back wave outside, and your baffle is the car, when you roll down a window, you've changed the baffle because now some of those waves, the lower frequency waves can make it into the front, into that window, and they're going to mix with the waves coming out and cause some cancelization. Also, if you open the trunk, it's going to change how it's tuned as well because now you've got that somewhat restrictive area with the trunk lid closed, but as soon as you open it, it's going to open up big. So you want to know what's going to make an infinite baffle sound amazing is you open the trunk and roll up the windows. And then you're going to get the full experience. They can play really, really low because there's no restriction on the cone movement again, so it just goes down. You're more likely to hit mechanical limits before anything else because the sub has no real control. But they can play infinitely low, and they have a good smooth roll off to where they sound really natural. It's just hard to keep the environment in a car. It's awkward to keep the environment happy because it changes. Everything that you do in the cab, rolling down one window, rolling down two windows, all that drastically changes how it sounds and how it's going to perform. So it can be tricky. But if you want luscious bass at any cost, it's there. There's a lot to be said about infinite baffle. Let's see here. How's the REW trading going? Training. It's not. I haven't messed with it much. Just being honest, I haven't messed with it much. Guys, I'm telling you, I have been a train wreck for the last 2 weeks. This week been really bad. I'm just having like I said, my sleep schedule is completely destroyed, and have zero energy, and I've just been fighting to try to get the gumption to do anything. Just to walk outside, just to open the door, look outside. I haven't. It's pretty bad. Squirt some paint on this thing. Got you, man. El Fuego, hello from the Pacific Northwest, my friend. Yeah, Bobby does that sometimes. Okay, let's see here. Well, I can't see now, the stupid thing. Bobby B. T. Corley, what's up from Arkansas? What's up, man? I grew up down there in New York, Kansas. And by the way, there was a law. I think it's still in the books that you're not supposed to pronounce. You have to pronounce Arkansas. If you pronounce it any other way, it's against the law. There's actually a freaking law on that. I don't remember, a long time ago. So I intentionally, even though I grew up there, I intentionally pronounced it Arkansas most of the time, just because, living on the edge, breaking the law. Two 12-inch Blue Thunders and a Mustang Coupe trunk IB. Oh yeah, that sounds cool. Most generally, man, most generally, if you're just trying to find a sub for IB, is just look for a lower price sub, like a small 500 watt sub, something fairly small. Those small light cones typically work pretty good for an IB. Now that don't mean you can't get big and crazy. Like I said, the Oblivions actually have specs that work pretty good for an IB. Not too bad. But most generally, the small, lightweight, low powered subs are pretty good candidates. There's some other ones. I have some good videos on that. Let's see, Uncle Bobby B and El Fuego. Oh, thank you, man. I didn't even realize that hit, but yeah, thank you, brother. Hey, man, I do my best. Thank you very much, El Fuego. Hey, I do the best I can, man. That's all I can do. I just try to keep it nailed to the floor. Oh, son. What are my thoughts on the Slapz 160.4? Well, hell, hang on a second. Let me get it to show up here. Hang on. You see it right there, don't you? It's right there. It's right behind me. Right there. Man, I'm going to tell you, here's the honest to God truth on that amplifier. And that is probably the single best, most slept on, and best amplifier deal on the internet, period. That 160.4 mini. Not only is it inexpensive, very inexpensive, but it's tiny, so it fits anywhere, and it sounds absolutely amazing. And the ands just keep going, and it produces a substantial amount of power. It'll handle quite the workload. Anybody that's trying to put together a 4-channel or 8-channel or some kind of crazy multi-channel setups, or pretty much anything, just stock up on those things, because they're beast, man. Just saying, I love them. It's a hell of an amplifier. Have I got a checkup? I don't have. I mean, I get checkups all the time. Not to mention the fact that I'm hooked up to the damn hospital all the time. Like, I'm Bluetooth connected to the freaking internet. My body is, with this damn thing over here in my chest, up right there. There's a stupid Zippo lighter over there with enough power to start a car in my chest, monitoring me, just waiting to zap me. And so it communicates with the constantly with the damn doctor, so they know everything about what's going on with me about 24 hours a day. Like I said, I'm connected via Bluetooth. It comes with its own modem, dude. It's over there in the window. Yeah, it's got its own modem, and it talks to that modem every day. Tells it all the stuff that I did wrong. My doctor's sitting there going, man, yeah. Oh no, I'm not sick in that manner, man. But I appreciate the Uncle Matt's. Yeah, the B2610, dude. That's a brutal little DSP. It works great. That's what I got on the wall too. I showed it to you. In fact, That's quite the collection back there. That little collection is pretty good. I would say that you should grab that amplifier too, that Hayaka 1500D. There's really no reason to go any other place for a 1500 watt amplifier, to be honest. But at that price range, Slapz has got amplifiers that are in the same bracket, and I think that the customer service and the warranties and stuff are going to be better with Slapz. So that's why I would push them that way. And but as far as functionality, that thing's great. I'm trying to remember what Slapz has on the. Yeah, they got a 5K, the 3K. The 8K to 5. I know about the 8K to 5K and the 3K. I was looking to see if there was anything on the low end. 2K. But I mean, hell, the 3K is $189. The Slap Shock 3K, it's less than $200, you know. So get her done right there. And they got the Shock 2K.4, 500 watts per channel at 4 ohms, or at 2 ohms, I think. That's what I'm running my doors on right now. But funny thing that I don't turn my doors up all the way, and that 160.4 that I was running the doors with, I did just fine. It did just fine. I just switched it out with the 2K.5, but honestly, that 160.4 did the job fine. And I really don't. There's honestly, in my use case, they're virtually identical as far as how they sound and everything. I think I could probably get a little bit more, or probably a bit more potential volume out of the 2K.5. But in my situation, with the levels that I run, my mids and highs, there wasn't a big advantage, you know. So just a heads up, if you're going to be getting it, you know, really loud, that might be a better choice. But I run my mids and highs at a more sane level, because I don't like to murder people's brains whenever they're trying to hear the bass. So, and that's just how I roll. Let's see here. It just keeps going. Life is like that. It's like a box of subwoofers. Let's see. What's up? Kick D, 1904. The Cracker said, I'm watching you over a year. Don't call very much, but we're about the same age. Been watching through the ups and downs and keeping up. Yes, man. I appreciate you. Keep up the good work. Oh man. I don't know. I'm not even. My wife is my hero, I guess. She. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Honestly, yeah, she is. She's my hero. She's kept me going. And she made some mistakes. We've had our issues, you know. We've all made bad decisions in life and had to fight through the stupid to get somewhere on the other side that felt like normal. Her and I both have had our own little problems and made our own stupid decisions. But the fact is, with all of our imperfections, our scars, we're both standing on the other side of all that shit. and we're ready to fight if anybody brings any more. You know what I'm saying? And that's honest to God. People aren't perfect. Don't expect them to be. But I wouldn't want nobody else in my corner. You know what I mean? I trust her implicitly. She's going to have my back 100%. So, yeah. I like women. I think women are awesome. My mom was a hero. She's no longer with us. I lost her years ago. I'm older now than she ever got to be, which is sad. I'm going to get back to sanding. Amen. Good times. Oh, cool. I'm on surround sound. Jen, can't pronounce that. Korea? What's up, man? Welcome to the show. I'm just going to go by Jen, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that one right. I'm pretty stupid, so there's no telling. T. Corley, I don't know whether to go with the Slapz 160.4 or save up a little more for the 2K.4. Well, if you don't know, if you're going to put it in a tight space, because they're significantly different sizes. The little Slapz 160.4 is the size of a sandwich. And that 2K.4 is the size of a family Bible. So, and like I said, unless you're trying to throw a shit ton of power at them, the 160 is going to do fine. And you can get two of them. Yeah, you can get two of them for the price of one. And more channels is always better. Just throwing that out there. You could also easily put 2 or 3 or 4 or 8 of them inside the space that it takes to put that 2K.4 in. So unless you're needing a lot of power on 4 channels, the 160.4 is the better deal, in my opinion. It just depends on what you want. Do you need 2 motorcycle engines or 1 car engine? El Fuego, what's up, man? I said there's some new names in chat. Welcome on. Yeah, man, I love it. I love my people showing up and giving me support and hanging out with me. Man, infinite baffle. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a little infinite baffle experiment in the Tahoe, but I ain't quite to that point yet. So I was watching Andy's show the other day, and a couple of topics come up that he went through pretty quickly. I want to cover a little bit more because I found that they're interesting topics. And they're both they're both really close. So one of them is Bluetooth versus wired. Connect from your device to your system. And on the side one, there's the optical versus RCA. We're going to start out with the Bluetooth versus wired. Now, so the first thing to understand about this comparison is that they're not the same. You're basically interrupting 2 different parts of the signal chain. So on a Bluetooth connection, if you're Bluetoothing to an amplifier, you're sending a digital signal. It's not a sound signal. It's the song. Okay, it's like sending like right now, I'm Bluetooth from my tablet to my DSP. Okay, that's how my DSP works. So if you think about it like that, I'm sending the DSP the instructions on how to play the song over Bluetooth. All right. Same as when you're in your stereo and you're receiving a signal from, say, your USB, right? You plug the USB in and you're getting the song. Your USB is sending the instructions on how to play the song to your stereo. Then your stereo and the DAC is turning that digital instruction book into an actual audio file, into a song. And then that's going through the amplifier in your stereo and getting amplified out. If you're using RCAs, the stereo is still doing that. It's turning that digital instruction book into a audio signal, but instead of sending it through it's sending it through a preamp. Instead of sending it on through its internal amplifier, you're sending that slightly amplified signal out on the RCAs all the way to the amplifier. The amplifier takes care of the secondary amplification or goes through the DSP and gets processed. The problem with that is, if you think about it, you're starting out with a digital signal, which is uncorruptible, okay? And at the radio, you're turning it into an audio signal, a very low voltage audio signal, which is corruptible. And then it goes from the radio through the different processes in the radio across a long wire running through a noisy environment into your DSP, most likely, where it goes through all the same more and more stuff. Then it comes out of the DSP and goes into the amplifier. That's a whole lot of places for that signal to get corrupted. Now, on the other hand, if you're Bluetoothing straight to the DSP, now I'm sending my instruction manual straight from the tablet to the DSP. So now that signal has made it all the way to the DSP before it's ever turned into a corruptible signal. It's still a file at that point. It's not a musical signal. It's just a file. In the DSP, which my DSP has Bluetooth built in, then it's turning it into an audio signal and running it through the amplifiers and out. So I'm essentially treating the DSP as a head unit. It's receiving the file, and then the process starts there instead of starting at the stereo and coming back. So considering that all wired connections are corruptible by magnetic fields, a lot of them are very good at rejecting it. Bluetooth, technically, straight to the closest you can get that signal to the device you're going to play it on, would technically give you a better response than anything else. Now, so the Bluetooth connection isn't the problem. The Bluetooth connection has a very good throughput. You can kick in some really high resolution files over Bluetooth. So that's not the thing. It's more the file that you're playing than the connection. Because, like I said, you're not transmitting audio over Bluetooth. It's a file. So, like even if you're wearing earbuds, right, Bluetooth earbuds, you're sending a data file to the earbuds, and they are turning that. They have a little tiny DAC in there that's turning it into an audio signal and amplifying it for your ears. You're not sending audio from here to here. You're sending an instruction book. It's like data. And the data is the same no matter how you send it from one point to the other. It's still going to be 100100001. Okay, that's not going to change. It's either going to be okay or nothing. It doesn't matter whether you send it over a wire, whether you plug it in with a USB, or whether you send it over wireless or a radio of any kind. All of those things don't matter. It's going to be the same data at the other end. It's going to get that information and open that file and then work it. Okay. So since you're not turning that audio file, that digital file, into an audio file, wherever you turn that, wherever you make that change is the key. So whatever device that you have that has the best digital to audio converter, that's going to produce the best audio out of that digital file. That's where the money shot is. However you get that file to that device, that's the thing. Also, what's the signal path after that happens? Can you with the DSP, with the Bluetooth DSP, you've got the DSP in the device. It's the amplifier is there also. Everything is there. There's nowhere for the signal to get jacked up. It's going to come right out of there and go do its thing. Let's see here. So I'll get y'all are funny, man. So yeah, it's the thing about it is there's literally no difference. The only possible difference is if you turn it into an audio signal way up on the front of the line, and then that signal, before it gets to the amplifier, gets a bunch of noise added to it. That's going to be different. Other than that, is the signal coming out of the device that receives the Bluetooth signal is going to be the exact same ones and zeros that would come out of the USB plugged into it. An aux cable is terrible because it's a low-level signal over a cable that has zero noise rejection. So it's going to pick up all kinds of noise. So yeah, a Bluetooth connection is 100% fine as long as it is a later generation Bluetooth. So there's that. Let's see here. Nick said, my wife saved my life literally by standing by my side for 3 months in the ICU. Oh man, I've been there, done that. It's funny, man. I don't think people realize just how powerful it is to be able to open your eyes and see somebody there that you trust, even if it's just for a second. That's a huge deal, man. You ain't got to just being there, saying, right here, man. That's so reassuring to a person that's in trouble. Someone sitting there in the room, hanging out. You're there. It's like he's there. No, dude. That's because that's a scary time, scary place, and having somebody that's there, what got you back to keep everyone in check, man. That's huge. That's probably the biggest, most important thing ever. So I'm with you, brother. Fuego said, I like the idea of having two 160.4s for the flexibility. Yeah. Absolutely, my friend. And I own two of them. I'm using one on the Tahoe. I had them both on the wall, and I honestly, if it had been up to me, I'd have left them like that. I really like that setup. I like the way it looked. But Alan wanted to see what we could do with this 500.4 on those mids. And I mean, it does get down. Don't get me wrong, but for the average person, you're not going to see much difference in that. You need to be requiring a lot of power to go anything above those. They're amazing little amplifiers. Like I said, it's shit, dude. Slapz is the best deal on the internet. Let's just be real. You don't get much better than this stuff. It's great equipment, and it's priced right. It's just rock and roll, you know. Um, but I did find out something. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Let me get down through here. What's up? Where'd it go here? Stuff keeps moving on me. Y'all keep moving things. Finally, got a real system, and I got an ATF AMI mic kit. Can finally start tuning. Oh, that sounds fun. I've got two. I've got two tuning mics in there. I need to get. I need to get a U. I've got a USB. I've got. No, wait a minute. I may have three. I think I have three of them. I need to get a cord for the other two. Two of them have got the like an aux style cord, that little 1/8 inch, and it's basically not useful for anything. The most useful cord is the USB cord. So, because that's going to skip the nonsense and go straight to the device that you're trying to work with. And for some of them, you may need a phantom power, but that's a thing you'll have to make sure when you're looking that shit up. Make sure you don't need. If you get one that needs a phantom power, you're going to have a phantom power to plug it into. But not all of them do. I've got one that does not for sure. What something you want to get is a Type C cord and a standard USB, like a 2.1 or whatever, 3.1, old standard USB cord, and a Type C cord that's like 20 foot long. You want to be able to tune. You want to be able to put that thing in the driver's seat and be all the way behind the vehicle. You want to be able to about 15 or 20 feet is the minimum. You want that cord to be pretty long. You can also use a regular USB to Type C converter at the end of it, but I've found those to be problematic. So use at your own risk. If you're going to use one of those, make sure it's got some cord on it, like a couple feet or whatever cord on it, so that the connection isn't at the phone or at the tablet or at the computer. The connection's in the middle of the line, because that connection will cause a torque and stuff to happen at the jack that you're plugging it into. Yeah, it's not ideal. Anyway, have the ability to USB it and to Type C it, though, because you're going to wind up using both of those interchangeably for different reasons. Play it and live it. Happy Friday. Yeah, we're doing our best. I just figured out, like, right before the show that it's Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the holidays anymore. I don't care about any of them. I care about people, not days, not government assigned freaking days. It just means that there's going to be a bunch of idiots driving around drunk. That's all. That's all it means to me. One day of the year we have lots of stuff on sale and lots of lights. The other day we have lots of food. And we have people running around in Ghost and candy on sale for everything. And these are the only things the holidays mean to me anymore. I'm all down for people, but I don't give a shit about holidays. Anyway, I'm going to rant there. Recently had a similar situation. Yeah, man. Your life partner, whoever that is that's when they really shine. That's when you find out, man. That's when you find out. You know what I'm saying? There ain't. I mean, even your best friends, there's a limit to how far they can go. But your wife or your husband, all bets are off, man. It don't matter. Shit can go completely upside down in your world, and you find out real quick. I saw that comment earlier. Never trust a man whose battery exploded on him. You know what? I know you're joking, and I appreciate the joke, but I'm going to tell you something, brother, and I mean this. Uh, I mean this. I'm going to say never trust a man who doesn't tell you about the stupid mistakes and the shit blowing up, because people like to keep that shit a secret. Whenever they do something stupid, they don't want to put that out there. Me, I made no qualms about telling everybody. Not only did it happen, but it was probably my fault. Um, that that was important for me to do, you know, because not only do I have to learn, we all have to learn, but I make mistakes. I blow shit up. You know, I break things. I do things wrong, you know. And I'm not going to keep that shit a secret, because that makes other people feel inadequate. If you got somebody who watched my video on putting together the headway bank, and then they've done the same thing, and then they did something stupid in the process and blew up their shit. Now they feel like, oh my god, you know, the other people did it perfectly and it worked great, but for me it caught on fire. Well, what you don't know is most of them people had similar shit happen too. They just didn't tell you about it, and that puts a person in a place where they feel inferior. And I'm not about making anybody feel inferior. When I have control over my own actions, I'm going to represent myself as accurately as I can. There's no need to lie about life. We are all stupid idiots that go around fumbling through this and making mistakes and breaking shit and paying for the bad decisions that we make. This is life, brother. Every one of us is in that boat, you know. And there's no need in trying to pretend that you're Superman and you've never done anything wrong. All you're doing is disconnecting yourself from everybody else, because we're all human. You know, I'm not from freaking Krypton. I'm from the same vagina that the rest of you folks are from. Well, different one, but they're all, you know. Unless Mama was a lot busier than I knew. Um, yeah, I know. I said that shit. Let's see here. Can anybody see my message? Yeah, I can see your message, brother. Um, I don't know why I wouldn't be showing up, but Franco Quaid, yes, you can be seen, my friend. Oh, look at that. Let me see here. What's going on? Play it and live it. What you just explained, I run an experiment with that last night. I recorded my sound with my phone, listened to it, the track, listen to this thing. Same difference, yeah. Surprisingly, it almost sounded the same. There's not a difference. I mean, if you hear a difference, it's the DAC. It's a different DAC. So, and I'm using in my Tahoe, I've got the Audio Dynamics DSP. It has an extremely high quality DAC in it. It would be a downgrade for me, to a severe downgrade, if I ran a stereo in there and ran RCA from that stereo to that DSP, and then I used the same source, the same file, and connected it to the head unit and sent it over the wire. It would actually be a downgrade in several places, because I'd be using the stereo stack, and then I'd be sending that audio signal along a noisy path for a ways. I would actually lose quality by doing that. So, provided that whatever's receiving your Bluetooth signal, it has a good DAC in it, good digital to audio converter. Provided that, it's going to sound better than it will if it's wired, which is just messed up. But it's the truth. Oh, and then there's optical. Optical, funny thing, you're going to like this shit. Optical technically is the same as a Bluetooth signal. I know you're going to sit there and go, no, don't say that, no. How do you think they send that signal over that light? Dots and dashes. They're sending the same data packet. It's literally got a digital to audio converter that plugs into. In fact, if you're using it in your stereo, so you got your stereo, your head unit, right? It's receiving the signal over the internet or over the air via antennas or however it's getting in there. It's getting a digital file. If you're listening to it on your, and you got a good radio station that's broadcasting it digital instead of analog, it's getting the ones and zeros. And if it's coming over the internet via cell towers, it's getting the ones and zeros. If you plug in the USB, it's getting the ones and zeros. It doesn't matter how it's getting to the radio, it's ones and zeros, right? And the radio has to turn that into an optical output, an output dashes and dots, ones and zeros. So now the stereo is sending that same signal back to the receiver in the back, wherever that's at. It's going to be an amplifier or a DSP going to an amplifier. That has to convert that signal into an audio signal and then run it through the process. It's literally the same thing. Ones and zeros don't pick up noise. You either get a complete package or it goes if it plays like a normal song, it's going to be exactly the same. So optical doesn't improve anything. Optical is simply a wired way to send a Bluetooth signal. Optical would have never even been invented had Bluetooth been around ahead of time, because there had been no need for it. Bluetooth is literally wireless optical. I know, don't kill the messenger. Just research it for yourself. It's crazy. What varies though also is the file. If the file is a crappy file, it's going to be a crappy file no matter what. If you're using a really highly compressed, degraded MP3 file, it's going to sound like a highly compressed, degraded MP3 file no matter how you get it to the amplifier. It's going to sound like shit. Whether it be Bluetooth or whatever, it doesn't matter. The old Bluetooth had problems. The original Bluetooth had some problems. It wasn't really suited for running a file. It couldn't move it quickly enough, so it buffered and caused some issues. There was some degradation. Modern Bluetooth doesn't have any of those issues. We still use compressed files, but it doesn't matter how you get that compressed file there, it's still going to be the same file. You're literally just it's the same book. You hand somebody a book, it's the same book. You don't matter if you mail it to them or if you throw it at them, or it's the same damn book. You're getting it, and the person is the one that's responsible for turning it into a thing, a performance, right? It's the same thing. Let's see here. Now it's showing up. I was trying to ask. Oh, yeah. If you've seen the new SPL sub by Recoil, it's supposed to be coming out soon. No. Oh, goodness gracious. No, I haven't. But it only makes sense that they would be. I'll have to look into that. Yeah. Let's see here. Waiting for the Slapz SmackDown 18s to come back in stock. At the risk of, I've got stuff I can't talk about. It's good stuff, though. It's not bad stuff. I have an NDA. I have a whole lot of NDAs, guys. I am bound by a lot of NDAs. I know a lot of shit about a lot of things. But El Fuego. What is this? Yeah, 8/29. About the middle of next month, there's going to be lots of interesting things happening. So just be patient. That's all I'm going to tell you. Patience. Patience, Padawan. Let's see, Logan. Welcome to the show, Logan. I don't know if you've covered this, but what do you think about front battery delete if you're running low voltage? Now, I think I'm running trunked under lithium, but I have a battery delete, but I have a battery delete, meaning it's a box shaped like a battery with connections. I have one up there, but I'm not actually using it in that fashion. I'm running 2 separate charging systems, so that's how I've done it. So it works totally fine. But I happen to have a like $600 freaking Odyssey Extreme battery under the hood. And so that's how I'm running it. I was concerned when I got my trunked under lithium 10K version 1 about sending potentially 670 amps of current into that battery on a constant. And so I separated my charging system to where I'm only sending one of alternators from 370 amps of current to it. At the time, it was kind of on the edge of what you could actively, continuously push into that battery. So I went ahead and went to one alternator, and I just left one battery under the hood, and I run the systems separately. That said, the trunked under lithium 10K version 3 that's out right now can handle that, no problem. So when I get that battery, I'm going to be flipping my little switch and connecting my charging system back together again. Either way, it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. It's actually better to isolate it as long as the batteries. If you get an AGM under the hood, it's not ideal to have them together because the voltage rests a little bit lower on the AGM, and it's going to steadily try to pull on that lithium and pull it back down to its resting voltage. It'll degrade the battery a little bit faster. It's not ideal, but if you're driving it every day, it's not going to hurt anything. So if you're trying to get that last 2% of awesomeness, then separating them or doing a battery delete is probably the best bet. Now, I can't speak on the low voltage bank, but I have no issues with the company. I just don't have a working knowledge of their specific stuff. But if it's anywhere close to even the 5K, the trunked under lithium 5K V2 will run the vehicle and system by itself. The 10K V2 is literally twice as much power as the 5K. It's just twice as many batteries. It's the exact same stuff, but twice as much of it. And it would have no problem. Hell, that 5K V2 would probably start a big truck by itself. No problem. And the 10K V2, like I said, is twice as much power as that. So there's that. Let's see here. Hopefully that was helpful. Get the 2 Slapz 160.4s this week. Sound quality on the tweeter I use for presence be more than pronounced. Oh yeah, dude, dude, those little amps are just outstanding. Outstanding, man. Outstanding little amplifier. JBL Fuse is underseat mid bass. I'm not familiar with that. I'm familiar with JBL, but that's the end of it. All right, so I had to turn off my die grinder just for a minute. Overworked that bad boy, huh? Said, I'd like to know who your old school hero in car audio and who's also your young car audio hero. Oh, man. Old school in car audio. Uh, man. OG. I'd like to say Steve Meade, because I've been watching him for years, but he's not. He's not the guy. He's not. He's not the top. I think the top one is going to be EXO Contralto or Bruce Weatherington, and I think he's my OG. He doesn't seem like an old guy, but well, he's younger than me, but he's been that for a long time. And the reason he's ranked very high is because he's not only a really cool guy, a really sweet, loving, genuine freaking guy, but I saw how much he was supporting this community throughout the years and how he treats his people around him. That's a big deal for me. And how he puts all of his mistakes out there. It's all out there. It's not curated. You know what I'm saying? You get full EXO. He gives you all of it. That shit right there all adds up to making him my number one car audio hero, I think. Not only that, of course, he does the YouTube, and he has went through a lot of shit, a lot of shit. He just keeps being a genuine, great person. So that to me says everything. And there's a whole lot of great car audio guys out there that I feel like probably have the same qualities, but I haven't had a chance to witness all those qualities yet with all of those people. So he's my number one. Probably I consider him my OG. Now, as far as the young, I'm going to just refer to that person as somebody that's newer on the list. Man, there's so many. It's going to be Andy. Yeah. For a whole set of reasons. I mean, different reasons. But a lot of the reasons are the same. Genuine, nice, straight up person, and big heart, treats his community well, and carries himself like a man. You know what I'm saying? Like a man should carry themselves, and presents himself like a man should present himself. That says a lot for Andy. So, yeah, that'd be my two, man. And they're two completely different people that handle everything in pretty much completely different ways, but they have a lot in common. I'm particular about the people I associate with. There's a whole bunch, though, man, that I've a whole bunch of acquaintances and buddies that I've picked up. I mean, there's just so many. Jacob Fuller is another one. He's really. I spent the other day talking to him and chat about up and coming subwoofer designs that you guys don't know shit about. NDAs. I got NDAs, man. Yeah, I got NDAs with freaking Sundown. So, yeah, there's shit coming, bro. There's some really big shit coming. But like I said, Wayne Harris, and his inventive and creativeness, another friend of mine. You can say he's OG, and he meets all the criteria. There's so many, dude. Anyway, I've dwindled on long enough about that, but it's a good question. Hadn't really thought about it much. Yeah. Well, we covered that in two, man. Uh, yeah, my favorite internet guy is definitely going to be Andy, man. Back and forth, mid '90s, '75 Mercury Monarch. Hell yeah, dude. I had a '75 Ford LTD two, or was that a '76? It was basically a Ford Thunderbird, except instead of having the sideways flip up headlights, it had stacked headlights, up and down, stacked square lights. Uh, had a 351 Cleveland in it. Oh my God, that car would run. Uh, yeah, old school Ford, big V8 Fords, man. I run lots of those. Yeah, I send my signal from my tablet to my DSP via Bluetooth. I use a tablet. It's the same thing as a phone. It's just a larger screen, you know. Um, I got that mounted in my Tahoe, and I Bluetooth it to my DSP, and then that's where my signal gets distributed. Let's see here. Why is this thing always doing that? Bobby says, "Yo, fireman." Audio bond. I don't know. Oh, audio bond. You know, I always liked audio bond's look, man. I love the flames and shit. I like what's the other one called? Oh God, with the spiders. You guys know what I'm talking about. The tarantulas or black widows, the big spider on it. Fucking AXO has got a whole bunch of those in this, and I can't think of the name. The name is evading me right now. But anyway, I like the way they look. Those are actually been some good drivers. Audio Bond's never been an incredibly good quality stuff. They really haven't. I had Audio Bond back in the day. Not bad, but not good. But it always looks so good. Love the flames. They were so cool. I loaded the surround out on the 12th. I'd done the old school toilet paper and wood glue. Put the to put the cream, put the back. I don't know whatever that word is. Back together and painted it black with some splatter paint. I never had it anymore. Um, Mine was fingernail polish and toilet paper. So yeah, you get yourself some black fingernail polish. Um, I know it does exist. Trust me. You're if you've got a daughter, she most likely has some. Um, but I used regular. My mom had fingernail polish, and I poked a hole in the speaker when I was a kid. And Mama says, "Here, use this," and she told me exactly what to do. Like she knew how to fix that, and just take a little bit of fingernail polish and paint it on the around the surface, and then you stick the toilet paper in there, and you kind of poke it in there until it gets saturated. Basically, you're doing a fiberglass. It's like fiberglass, same thing. And then you put a little more fingernail polish on top so that it's all smushed together and soaked in there. When that sets up, it's a permanent repair. Um, that's what I used for years and years and years. That fingernail polish is really strong stuff. Um, it worked really good. And it's flexible. It does have some flexibleness to it. So that's what I always use to repair holes. And if you got some black fingernail polish, you're jamming, baby. You can fix quite a bit of torn up stuff with that. Ripped cones and surrounds and stuff. Yeah, well, there you go. I just answered that question, baby. I hate spell check. Bobby V, man, you guys are awesome. Let's see here. Big shout out to Uncle Bobby B. El Fuego. They do so much for the hobby. I see them. These guys are insane, man. They're insane people, crazy people, especially Bobby. Bobby's an absolute nut. Um, but yeah, they're very active in all the different groups and communities. And yeah, I agree with you, man. Let's see here. What's up, VSEO? Um, or is that zero? I know it's dumb, but I'm curious. I think it's a zero because if it was an O, he'd make it small like the VSE. It's probably a zero. I mean, I'm always solving problems. Um, I've been having really good luck using JBL fuses as underseat mid bass. See, I keep, you said that earlier. I don't understand. Is there a JBL fuse subwoofer? Because I'm confused on that. I'm not understanding. Um, the word fuse to me means a device that's designed to blow up if the power gets too high. So I'm assuming that that's something else in this case. I haven't looked, but it sounds cool. If it's like a small mid bass, a small subwoofer, like a pancake subwoofer kind of thing, I've used those. I'm using one right now for mid bass. I've used a JL10 and a small sealed enclosure forever for front stage mid bass. So I don't know if I'm missing something or what on that though. What the JBL fuse? I know what JBL. I don't know the fuse part. Back to sanding and die grinding you go. Crackers back to work, y'all. Fuego said, always talking to Fuego. We're going to listen in on their conversation. Oh, no. You didn't. He did. He did. And he told Fuego he got his KS 6x9 3-way components. Should be here on Tuesday. He said he used his dandy coupon. Oh, my God, dude. That's crazy. But, yeah, save that money. Cracker said my young car over here was Andy. Not sure. I hate to say who I love to watch their podcast and the internet for car audio because I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, if I had to pick between myself and Andy, I would pick Andy every day. Let's see here. Yeah, no doubt, man. Cracker says, yeah, peace out. Yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. So super genuine guy, always feel good and positive about watching his videos. Exactly. And you get that feeling just by talking to him. He is absolutely intoxicating to talk to. It's like when you start talking, he immediately turns, stops doing what he's doing, and looks at you intensely and is 100% focused on what you're saying. And it's an interesting quality that not everybody has, but he's like, and he's listening exactly what you're saying, and he responds. He's not giving you, half of his attention. He's straight up 100% drilled in on your brain. And it's very fun to talk to, guys. He's a really cool guy. You're not going to get him to respond to messages because he doesn't like typing. He doesn't like typing on the phone, especially. So if he happens to respond to a message or send an email or something, that consider yourself extremely lucky because he doesn't normally do that. He doesn't do it very often. El Fuego says Wayne is refurbing the Terminator. Yeah. Yeah, he's making the changes where they make sense. I find it very interesting. We've been bouncing back and forth talking about that. Wayne's a freaking genius, man. And first class guy. First class. Um, he's got multiple videos. Play it. So there's several out there now. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're trying to learn and you don't mind getting in way over your head and having to swim to get to the surface to figure it out, Wayne Harris is he's one of the kings of car audio. He's the most old school guy that we have actively on the internet right now on YouTube. He is the most old school guy. He's been around for a long time, and he's been doing this for a long time, and he's been doing it on a pro level. He invented a lot of the levels. So just he set the bar. You know, he don't have to make the bar. He's the one that put the bar up there. He's a whole different animal. Corna said, I put DD Audio VO M10 in a small seal box in the Range Rover last week. Paired it with 9912 for Surf City, my friend's vehicle. We went to the show together. Yeah, that dude. If you're trying to create mid bass in the front of a vehicle, dropping a 6.5, really an 8 or a 10, 6.5 to a 10-inch in a little tiny box and putting it somewhere in the front of the vehicle is going to blow your freaking mind, dude. It's just going to blow your mind. The mid bass that you get out of that is absolutely incredible. And you can, I set mine up to play from 50 hertz to, I have it set to 200, but it rolls off way before then, naturally. I just let it roll off naturally. And on my SQ setting, I have it set to play down to 20 to 200 for a low power. And it's luscious, man. It's really, really good. It'll actually play a full range and get nasty low. But I don't put a lot of power on it with that wideband. I have it narrowed down quite a bit whenever I put power on it. I keep up the knowledge, man. Thank you, Logan. Reminds me when I first started to look at car audio for answers. EXO was the only one to explain things. Exactly. And the thing about EXO is he explains how to do it after he's broke his finger and cut his arm off and, bleeding everywhere because he screwed it up. He explains it that way. He did it. He smashed his face into it until it went through the wall. He kept hitting it until it worked. And he's learned if you want to watch somebody become a bass head and all the way from the beginning on his channel, you go back to his original bass van days and all that stuff where he was just starting out with the old van and watch him evolve through the different builds he did. You can see the evolution of somebody who's learning and getting better at their trade and their craft. You can watch it all the way through. And he's still the amazing, sweet, awesome guy back then that he is now. And he hasn't changed over the years. He's always presented himself well. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, smash that like button, y'all. If you ain't hit that thumbs up by now, you're just slacking. I mean, it takes one little clicking to get her done. See you later, Franco Quaid. You have a good one too. Let's see here. I see Mr. Cornnut too. He has a lot for our hobby. I haven't watched a whole lot of his stuff, so I need to. Okay. His daily driver is a DD Audio 3512. Yeah, I know, dude. 9912 was only for Surf City sound off. Now it was fun to throw and for the weekend. So, yeah, and it sounds great. Um, we talked a little bit about Bluetooth versus wired, and hopefully, I explained why. This is something that a lot of audiophiles are going to argue about, and I don't care. But hopefully, I explained why Bluetooth, in the right circumstances, is actually superior to wired. Uh, Not always; it could be exactly the same. Um, but in most cases, it's actually going to get you a cleaner signal because you're not turning it to an audio signal and then sending it back. You're sending it back as a package, which means it can't be corrupted. It's uncorruptible. It's just if you have somebody saying, "Oh man, you should run optical, but don't run Bluetooth," why? It's the same thing. It's literally the same exact thing. The only difference is with optical is you've got to keep this, fiber optic freaking conductor from getting broken, damaged, and you've also got the delay of that. I mean, it's very very small, but there's still a delay. It's light speed, but a light isn't instant. Whereas the DSP or the Bluetooth's going to have a delay too. So, but again, you're sending the whole signal, so it doesn't matter. The point is, it's the same thing. Both of them are superior to RCAs. Yes, but only because you're sending an unamplified signal that can't be corrupted in both cases. It's the same thing. Um, Toss Link, Toshiba Link, that's what it's called. I was trying to think about it. My head just popped back into my head. Toshiba. Toshiba created that. That's where the name Toss Link come from. It's from Toshiba. And then we had, optical versus RCA. So we covered the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Is there any other stuff any other revelations I need to cover? 5. Oh, I was writing down port parameters. So I've been watching a lot of, for a long time, Jerry Ain't Loud, Jaco. Now it's J&D Designs, named after him and his wife, Deb. So I think he's pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. I don't know. Nobody's perfect. His content, the way he structured it, is good. His builds are interesting. I think his brain is kind of the amazing thing. He comes up with some really good sixth order designs. If you're wanting to learn how to understand the concepts and to wrap your head around the concepts of building a sixth order, you're not going to learn any of it from one video on his channel. It may take you 5 videos to learn one little detail, one little thing. But if you watch enough of his content, you will start to understand the fundamentals of how to think about designing a sixth order and how to get in the right headspace to progress further. It's like a really good, because he doesn't really offer any really good video where he just talks straight up about designing a sixth order, but he drops little kernels all the time. And this is from a cat that actively builds the stuff, and he's learned the hard way. Just by building shit and having it not work, and then figuring out how to fix it. He's learned that way. And I have a lot of faith in people like that when it comes to, learning from. I want to learn from people that gain their knowledge that way. Same way as the XO. You just keep ramming your head into it until you poke a hole in it, And I have a lot of respect for that type of person. El Fuego says Corn Nut's a master installer and did a fantastic job on my Forerunner. I am definitely not a master installer. Not even close. Yeah, I am an enthusiast. much respect, Cornet. Terminator's videos as well. I hope to see him at Slamology and the rest of you guys. I don't think there's going to be a slam. I'm considering, if I can get my mobility scooter before, I'm hoping to be at Wake the Dead in Arkansas this year. That's an absolutely massive show. And I know Jerry Aunt Loud will be there. I know he's going to be there. There's going to be a whole lot of people there. In fact, this year, being as Slam is all jacked up, it may be even bigger than it usually is. It takes up it's a massive show. It's huge. Wake the Dead. It's in October. I can tell you that. But I'm only going to be able to make that show if I have my mobility scooter at that time, because I cannot traverse a massive amount of property on foot. I would be completely broken out there. But yeah, that's going to be, it might be the only big show this year. Or the biggest show this year. So if you haven't heard of it, just need to Google that shit. Learn, Google. Oh yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. I'm still reading Cracker's post. Cornet says, I just post on IG. If anything, I love helping people. If they have any questions or doing an install. That's me, dude. It hurts me so bad. It hurts me so bad whenever I see somebody. I'll be out just doing the normal thing, and I'll see some person, struggling with putting something in their car, or like, I mean, I don't mean a car audio necessarily, but like anything. Someone struggling with, dragging something across the parking lot, or getting something in the back of their truck. And the man in me wants so badly to run over there and help them. It don't matter who they are. I've just always been that way. I can't stand not doing it. And now it's like, by the time I walk my dead ass over there, I'm not going to have anything in the tank, and I don't have anything in the tank anyway. So I just stand there feeling really bad because I can't go and offer my help. That's been something that's hurt me more than anything else, is not being able to be the person that I am. It's like I'm trapped in something that I shouldn't be in. I'm trapped in a body that's, that doesn't want to do it. Oh man. All right. I got to go, but I'm listening. All right, brother. El Fuego told me to cue the duck. The biggest mud duck of them all. Yeah, probably ought to cue the damn duck. I'm hungry. I need to go put some food in my face. Guys, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Being able to talk to y'all makes a big difference. And being able to help you guys and answer questions and stuff, that's game changing for me, because there's not a lot I can do physically anymore. But I can try to spread what I've got in my head, good and bad, with people that are interested and want to hear, willing to listen. And I appreciate y'all for being those people. So on that note, oh well, and Maples, thank you. You just popped in there toward the end, my friend. Welcome to the show where it's just about the end. If I can, I will, man. If I get my scooter, I'll do it. Anyway, guys, y'all have an amazing day. Now, let's get the duck out of here.
and ready to go. Got it shined up for the show. Hours charging, amps are amping, gonna let the woofers blow. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. We got more at home. Another one bites the dust. Eyes are glowing and the amps smoking. Subs are cherry red. Let me keep jamming, gotta keep the bass slamming. Gonna go hard till they're dead. Full power, gotta let it go. 20 hertz in the floating air. Sparks are flying, voice coils are frying, and the smoke is in the air.
Sweet, bro. I'll check
Another
that
one
out.
bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one goes, and another one goes, and another one bites the dust. Hey, we got more at home. Another one bites the dust.